All right, welcome back to Just Carve Rob. What are we carving today? Well, we're going to carve a little head. Carve a little head. Okay, it's a 2x2x6 inch block. 1.5 inches down from the top, 3 inches. That's your center point. We gotta pick a side to start for the front. So we're gonna say this is gonna, yeah, we'll say this is the front here. Okay, we're gonna carve on the corner because we're gonna use as much of this block as we can. So let's go ahead and start by rounding the top over. Get out our 2.5 inch OCC knife. And don't want to cut. I should just take this out to the big belt sander and round it over. Then I don't gotta waste time doing this. Moving all this heavy stock, get that round. Or an angle grinder, something. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so we'll be right back. We're gonna go cut this down with the angle grinder. Yep, the old Arbortech made quick work of that. You can get these blades, or King Arthur blades, but I think Cutsall makes them. And this is the Arbortech angle grinder. I don't use it that much, but I'll tell you, when you need to use it, like on bigger saw carvings and whatever, or even just for ripping a head down, have 2x2, that little wheel does the job, I'll tell you. It took me a minute to find it. You got a tool that only serves one purpose, so you don't use it that often, and then when you need it, you can't find it, right? It's the way it goes around here. All right, so now we got that kind of shaped, rough shape. I think this is the side I had my face on, F, or face. Nope, it was here. Oh well, okay, well, we're on the right corner anyway. So, yeah, this is our face here. So we can get rid of that one. We don't need it. Don't need it. Okay. So this is our face right here. And just want to make sure that I get these two sides kind of the same. Yeah, it's looking all right. Okay, and then we're just gonna go around and clean up that grinder where the grinder was, smooth everything out, and get our domed. Alrighty then, we got that rounded over. We're taking the micromotor with a saber tooth ball burr, sphere burr, whatever, round burr, circular burr, 1/8 inch in the micromotor here. Been watching Wood Psych. He likes them ball burrs, so I said, hey, why not give it a try? Usually I'll use a flame burr when I'm doing this. But like I said, I seen Wood Psych pull it off. And I'm like, well, why not give it a try? So I decided, me and Bobblehead Jordy decided to use a spear burr, which we're going to try a lot more of. Using the different size spears, I'm going to have to order some of the smaller ones so I can do smaller things, you know. And like I said in the beginning, this is a 2x2 by 6-inch piece of basswood from Amazon. Not my favorite basswood, I can tell you that. We're drawing the nose in here. Gonna give him a big long nose. Probably could shorten that up, but I want to give him big eyes too. So we've got a carbide ball. See, we're sticking with that sphere burr thing there, Paul, over at Woodsyke. If you haven't been over to Woodsyke's channel to check him out, go check him out, Woodsyke. And we're cutting the underside of the nose in. You can see that carbide burr may be a little dull. You can see a little burning down there on the left-hand nostril. The nostril. And we're working the eye in. We're laying out the eye mound. Yeah, that's it, eye mound. Just digging in a little bit in each corner. That ball helps keep us out from the nose, out from the narrow part of the nose. But we're going to have to go a lot deeper with these eyes yet. So, got the 2.5-inch OCC knife, doing a little cleanup job there. Yep. Get a little cleanup job, right, Aiden? Aiden Fletcher, is that right? Do a little cleanup with a knife, yeah? Yeah, we're going to get that done. And, went left-handed. Ooh. Left hand, right hand, it don't matter. Back with that sphere burr. And you can see we're getting ready to cut the flares of the nostrils in. Yep, that's what we're doing. Trying to get it even on both sides. And the point of that nose is going to come down quite a bit. Quite a bit. Say hi to our buddy Jordy over at Carve Fusion. He's making some things and doing some stuff. Go over and check out Jordy's channel. Jordy Johnson, Carve Fusion. Okay, eye mounds. That's what we're working on here. I'm not really putting a lot of pressure on this thing because I don't want to burn the wood. And now we're going to change over our burr. Burr. Sounds like a burp, right? Burp. Excuse me. No, it's my cutting tool. All right, we have a diamond ball burr in here now. Sphere. Circular. Globular. It's a globular burr. And just working on those eye mounts. Trying to get them to poke out there a little bit. Cutting up underneath the eyebrow area. Pushing them up a little higher. We can move that top of that nose up a little bit higher. This guy's going to end up with a honker. A big old honker. Yep. So, yeah. Yeah, this is about as interesting as watching grass grow. Which ain't happening right now because it's the wintertime. Wintertime. I should turn this guy into a leprechaun. It's getting near leprechaun season here in the United of the States. And what are you doing now, Rob? What are you looking for? Looking for, I don't know. But you've been gone for a long time. Where have you been? What have you been doing? Who have you been talking to? Bobblehead Jordy, that's who I've been talking to. Okay. We have our, that's what I was putting the, hooking the Dremel 4000 with the flex shaft, and there's our favorite burr, Kutzall Flame Burr Extreme. It's just pointy. It's extremely extreme, yes. And we're using that to move some of that, we're getting that barrel of the mouth in there. Even though you got a mustache, you can still tell that it's round, right? It's curved over the mustache. Back to the ball burr. Sphere, circle, globular. And we're cutting those age lines. Maybe I don't know what they call it. They call it something. I'm just going to call it nose lines. From the nostrils down, I guess it's like an age line thing. I know there's a proper biological termination for it, but I don't know what it is. Well, I do, but I just can't remember what it is. My memory is, man, I'll tell you, my memory is lasting about as long as a fart in a windstorm. Just blows right away. You got something on your mind, and poof, it's gone. Right, Ben? Poof. All right, so we got that sphere burr out of there. And now we've got a smaller SM Aller burr diamond in there. And we're going to do the same thing, except we're going to make our lines a little more pronounced, delineated. Right, Ben? Bubblehead. And Jordy Bobblehead made a special appearance. There he goes. And we're back to our regular program. Zoomed in a little bit. This cameraman, I'll tell you, he's terrible. Now we have a flex cut detailed pelican knife, I think it is, which I have thinned the blade down quite a bit. Quite a bit, I say. I've ground it down. Not lengthwise. It's always been a little short guy, 1 inch, I think. But thickness-wise. For some reason, this small blade came in with a thicker blade than, like, the detail knife. So, I made it thinner up there on the tip. So it doesn't want to split out the wood as much. Now we're putting an eye bag under the eye. Eye bag. Eye bag. Now we're working on the snostril. There we go. Get that snostril cut up in there. Yep. Cutting up. Working on them eyeballs. Trying to get that everything equaled out. Now you got to remember, eye bags do not have to be the same shape and size, because they're bags of fat that hang under your eye. I knew a guy that had high cholesterol, and he got these like white bumpy things. They were supposed to be caused from cholesterol. All right, so you can see I used that thin blade on that knife to kind of delineate the eyes. Okay, now we're going to cut in our cheeks and our mustache. All right, so just sketch this on. And I'm going to come in here and poke it there. Gonna poke it there. And then we're going to pop that chip out of there like that. See how that starts giving that mustache depth? Then we can just run our line. Should be using a shorter knife like that. And we can, that's our stop cut. Come back and peel that out of there. Like that. And then we can start rounding get that cheek rounded where we want it. Like that. And then a bunch of this has got to go away. So then we'll take that down the sides, because you don't got a pointy, I guess you could have your beard sticking way out there like that. Just cut it down from the behind side. Just let it be all fluffy and floppy. But nope. I'm going to take it down to give him the beard that I want him to have. Working that cheek back. You can fiddle monkey around with these cheeks forever. Make them poke. You can make them pop out more. You can make them pop out less. You can curve them in to give them that really old malnutrition look. And now we're popping a hole in there for the mouth. Just that three-way cut, triangular cut. And we'll work that back up. But there's other ways of getting this done, guys. This is just I'm just messing around, and this is what I'm coming up with. There's that triangle cut, pop it out. That triangular cut works really good on round wood like a walking staff because you already got the curvature there. You don't got to worry about cutting it like I do on this one. Back to that little 1-inch flex cut knife. And we're just going to keep cutting deeper and deeper and deeper until we get it as deeper as we like it. You can see we've gone pretty deep into this wood already. If you go from the point of the nose back to the eye, we're probably in there a good half to 3/4 of an inch from the nose to the eye, that is. Okay. And I'm just going to keep messing around here, digging that out. Probably shouldn't even be recording it. Should just skip through, just glared right over this part, glanced right over it. All right, so this is what he's looking like now. Gave him a little hairdo going on there. Yep. All right, so if you haven't really noticed, this carving was not done all in one sitting. Okay. We've got a V tool here. It's or no, I'm sorry, we're using the flex cut knife. And now that's a V tool there. That little V tool, that's flex cut too. Now we're back to the OCC knife. Giving them some lines across his forehead, working that hair. We gave him hair, so we're cutting that in. Just when I thought I didn't have enough wood to do it, I pulled it off. The crowd goes wild. Okay, and that was a brass brush, and that was just carved Rob knife I made. Very, very thin blade. I use that knife for everything, from roughing out to fine detail. One of these days I'll break it because I'm really too rough on it for as thin as that blade is. And then I'll cry, and then I'll have to go out and make another one. Okay, so there again, we're tracing over those eyes, get those a little more delineated or pointed in. My eyes are usually pretty too defined. I guess I should have more rolling smooth surfaces, but this guy's a caricature. He can have weird eyes, right? Right, I think so. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Yep. I like that little pointy end on there for getting down in them eyes to clean them out. And this wood is as ornery and fuzzy as this wood is. Believe me, there's a lot of scraping going on around here to try getting some of that out of there. Even the rotary tools fuzz it up, like a ruby burr. So I'm going to try some experiments using water and alcohol. I've seen other carvers do it. It softens the wood, the water and alcohol mix. So maybe I'll try it in a spray bottle, because we don't need to soak the whole thing and try getting it all the way through. We just need it the first couple of millimeters that we're carving in here. After all the rough cutting, maybe that'll keep it from fuzzing up so much. I think that it's because it's you don't know how long this stuff has been sitting around. It could be totally bone dry, no moisture in it. And believe it or not, you don't want your wood too wet because stuff will crack when it shrinks. But then if it's too dry, it just wants to break and chip or get fuzzy. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. This basswood is like unfuzzy. It's unfuzzy bear. It's very fuzzy. And so I'll go over it with like a micromotor or a Dremel, but then I got to go back over it with a knife to flatten all that fuzz out so I can actually see what the heck is going on here. Yep. So a lot of times you'll see me going over something. You're like, why the heck are you going over it? Well, on camera, you might not see it, but it's very fuzzy. So I know when I go to put my finish or whatever on it, it's going to, I mean, you'd have to be right on top of it like I am, carving it and painting it. But I'll see all the schmegma from the fuzz. The paint won't be flat and smooth. It never is, but I like to negate. Ooh, there's a new big word. I like to negate the possibility of the lumpy paint as much as I can. Because the paint itself has particles in it. My paint has been sitting around here so long, you know. I mean, I take it and rubber band it to the Sawzall blade and then hit it on slow so it shakes it up. There's a trick for you. If you got a Sawzall with like a 8-inch blade in it, you can take your craft paint and either take a rubber band and rubber band it to the blade, or take some duct tape and duct tape it to the blade. Punch that trigger as fast as you like, and it will shake the living tar hootie out of that craft paint. So you don't got to worry about all your pigment sticking to the bottom of the paint jar. Because if you just open up that craft paint and squirt it out, it's liquid. It's just water. Well, of course it's liquid, Rob. It's paint. Shut up, Jordy. Bobblehead Jordy. It's like there's a clear mix that settles to the top. So you really should shake it up every time you use it. There's the wire brush again. And you can see we have dug out the back so he could be a shelf sitter. We can just take that head and hang the beard over the edge of the shelf. Or we can do something else, but I'm not going to tell you what yet. All right. Evil. Just carve Rob, you're evil. Okay, we trim up the beard and blah, 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 yada, 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 all that good stuff. You're probably getting bored. You're probably not watching anymore. I'm probably just talking to Bobblehead Jordy at this point. But it is what it is, and I don't know. Yeah, we'll deal with it. Whatever. And we got that 2.5-inch OCC knife, and we're working that beard. And now we have the micromotor. And we're cutting the lower lip in under the mouth. I figured I got it as wide as I wanted it. I could have pushed the mustache up and back a little bit more. But that's good enough. Good enough for who it's for. Yeah, it's only for me. All right. There's a face a mother could love. Right there. Hit him in the head with a micromotor. Ouch. I guess he decided to quit while he was ahead, eh? Okay, now we have a 1/8 inch saber-tooth cone burr. This is not a flame burr. It is a cone burr. That means it has no roundness to the middle of it. It's just straight. Ordered it by accident. Ended up loving it. Loving it. I love it. I use it quite a bit. And so now I'm going to shape the beard. And you can see I pushed so it kind of like flows out from under the lip, the beard, with the micromotor. We got it all shaped up. Must be close enough. Okay, now we have got a V tool. I do not know who makes this. Oh, this is the OCC V tool. It's a 1/4-inch V tool. I don't know the number. You know, they all have numbers like 9, 11, 10. I don't even know what those numbers mean. It has something to do with the curve on the blade. Or you'd have to go, Doug Linker did a good video on it. You'd have to go check out his video. I just don't have that kind of time to do that kind of research. Okay, now we have a Ramelson U-gouge. And I'm just giving this beard some wave. That's all we're doing with that U-gouge. Going back over where the V was to get rid of some of the sharpness. So I probably should have went through it with the U-gouge first. And you can see that's what I'm doing with the mustache. Doing the U-gouge first to give it like that wavy hair look. And then we'll come back and with the V-gouge and re-gouge the V-gouge. Yeah. It'll give it them more pointy, finer hairs. Yep. And, yep, that's what we're doing. We're going to work that in. And this has been a really long video. So if you stuck with me to the end, I appreciate it. Just checking on my thumbnail to see, because it must have been ripping up wood. I wanted to see how sharp it was. And there's a V-gouge. And we're V-gouging it, like I said, to give it some delineation at the end of the hairs. Ben and his big words, delineation. Has anybody seen Ben on the lake? Does anybody know where he's gone? Studio on the lake. Him and Kevin over at Sticks and Stones. Kevin has gone missing. But life sometimes gets in the way of the YouTube. Often that's what happens. Okay, so now we're going to go back with that V-gouge and go over all of our U-gouge work. To the U-gouge gives it the nice wave. It's like a number 9 U-gouge, 3/8 wide, I think. Like I said, I'm not that good with those gouge numbers. And, okay, I turned off the light because this wood is so bright. And there's number 9 U-gouge, and there's the OCC thing. And there he is, all done. That's as far as we're going to go with him. He's sitting on the ice pick. It's an ice pick head on. It's a head on an ice pick. And we got our nose, which is big, right where we want it. We still have to cut the snot holes in. But yeah, see how shiny that wood is? Now that I cleaned it all up with that. Thanks for watching. Share, subscribe, and like. Be awesome. Carve something awesome. Carve every day if you can. Bye-bye.